the update, David, and I hope you all have brought your sweet tooth and your appetite. I hope it's ready because we've got something very, very delicious in store for you all. We are so lucky to literally be surrounded by everything that is cheesecake here in studio. We've got Deanna and Skylar Brown. Thank you, ladies. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, good, good. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. But Deanna, I want to be really honest. I know a lot of us have seen what a tough couple of months Everything is Cheesecake has been through, but we don't want to take this time to make your story something that is about tragedy. We want to use this time to shed a light and shift the conversation, to talk about your story and talk about all the positivity and the community that it's brought out to support you. So let's first, can we start from the beginning?
Yeah, absolutely.
Everything is Cheesecake started with a dream. Tell us about that.
It did. So I was desperately dying at my desk while working from home as a customer service representative. I was stressed, overworked, underpaid, and I just knew I needed an outlet. And so baking was my outlet. I became just so engulfed with learning new recipes and trying out new things. And, you know, from there, this created a passion for me, which now has led me to my purpose.
That's right, exactly. And a lot of times when you are baking from home, you got your friends, you've got your family tasting for you, and you've told us how they give you some tough feedback.
Oh, yeah.
Let me tell you, sometimes I'm not afraid of strangers, I'm afraid of my family.
Oh, for sure.
Exactly, but tell me a little bit about some of the advice that they gave to you and how you incorporated it to what we have here.
Okay, so for starters, I would have to say my husband is my biggest critic. He would definitely let me know when things are just not right, along with some of my other family members. And we tried countless recipes for cheesecake, and some were a little bit more dense than we liked it to be, a little dry or what have you. So I just got back in the kitchen, put on my thinking cap, and got real creative. And I actually created and wrote my very own cheesecake recipe.
Okay.
Yes, so all of our cheesecakes and all of our cakes and cookies, they're all from my thoughts and imaginations. And we've just created something I think is pretty delicious.
That's right. You created a masterpiece, all custom made, handmade, homemade.
Yes.
Now, the year of 2018 was when you decided to take Everything is Cheesecake to a food truck, and you left your 9 to 5. Did you have any kind of words of wisdom or something that was kind of still in your head, kind of telling you, hey, it's time to move forward?
Yes. Okay, so for starters, I always had big dreams of wanting to become an entrepreneur, right? So for me, that was always on the table. But what was nervous for me was the fact that I was no longer going to be guaranteed that check to check every 2 weeks, you know, or what have you. So honestly, I just put all my faith in God. God is literally the reason why I'm standing here today. And you know, what they say, you know, your fear can't be bigger than your faith. So, you know, I just kind of jumped out into the abyss of entrepreneurship, and I never looked back, and here I stand.
I love that. And a lot of times, you know, we see the highs of being an entrepreneur, but we forget there's a lot of lows. So I love hearing how your story and how God was really there for you through all those times.
Yeah.
Now, did our special friend Skylar play a role in this as well?
I'm usually like a cookie girl, so I did cookies.
Okay. Did you tell Mom that maybe we should start having cookies alongside with cheesecake too?
Yes.
Yeah. And what was the biggest lesson you learned from your mom watching her put together her entire dreams? What was the biggest thing you took from that?
Probably her faith and encouragement.
Isn't that wonderful? And that is so amazing to see how your daughter is learning from you too as well, and how that's part of her upbringing also.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I have 3 children, so they all play a role, and they've all had to, you know, start off as dishwashers and then kind of move their way up the ladder.
That was not Skylar's favorite part now, was it? No. But of course, the community has supported you all throughout your journey. Was there any pieces of advice or any words of wisdom that you got from the people that came in and out of your doors?
Oh my gosh, so much. You know, I've went through a few tragic moments with my cheesecake business. We had a couple break-ins or what have you, and you know, just the community has always rallied behind pretty much anything that I wanted to do. And so, you know, every single thing that I do is honestly for the community that I serve. I mean, I opened up my brick and mortar on the south side of Lansing because I was born and raised on the south side. So there's a lot of pride there. But just in, you know, in general, Lansing and the surrounding areas of Lansing, you know, has really been instrumental with being not only just customers, but being a part of my family.
A part of your family, I love that. Deanna, if you were to go back in time to when you were getting ready to first take that leap and really start this passion project, what would you tell yourself?
Keep going. Just do not give up. You know, there is a mural that I have painted in my bakery. And it says, if you dream it, you can see it, and if you believe it, you can achieve it. And that's something that I walk through the doors and see every single day, and it keeps me going. But it's also something for my customers, because I want to leave them not only with good dessert, but actually something to help them think, you know, it's never too late to be who they may have been either.
That is awesome. Thank you so much
Yeah.
for joining us today and sharing your story.
Thanks
But
for
coming
having
up after
me.
the break, you're going to be sharing this cheesecake with all of us too, so everybody make sure you stick around.